back here again. We're out of the cave. We're away from home. We're hot desking? Hot dogging? Hot desking. Is that what it's called? I'm not at my own desk. I'm at my girlfriend's desk. You remember the one? Candles. It's the berry burst. It's where she sits there and works with candles. I think I've shown you before. A mug with lights. If you can turn, there you go. I don't know why you need a mug with lights in it. Can't get a cup of tea round here, truth be known. You can get a bloody load of lights in your mug though. Anyway. I wanted to talk about a few things today, actually. We had a little moan up yesterday. I think we've got a few things to celebrate today. I want to talk about... We'll talk about Guido Rodriguez and him possibly leaving, but we'll leave that until the end of the video. I don't know if you watched the England game yesterday. Well, England looked really good. England won 5-0. Now, to be fair, Serbia went down to... They went down to 10 men, but I think we were 3-0 up by that point anyway. So overall, it was very, very impressive. I thought Elliot Anderson was just excellent. I thought Morgan Rogers was excellent. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough to leave both of those out of the team. You do wonder. Actually, someone made the point yesterday. It was Charlie made the point when we were having a chat on the on a Hammers chat, Addicts chat, and Charlie made the point yesterday that there's no way that he won't pick Cole Palmer or Jude Bellingham. And I thought, yeah, okay, he's probably right on that, but it was a shame anyway. So thought they played really, really well. But Jarrod Bowen wasn't in the team. Jarrod Bowen came on. Maybe he played 20 minutes, something like that. I thought he was brilliant. I thought he was so sharp. He really showed his quality. He really did. I thought he was brilliant. Now, to be fair, the guy that was taking his place was Madueke, who I don't think started the game particularly well, but scored a really good goal. And in fact, it was a very, very good team goal. Anderson and Rogers, who I mentioned already, were involved. And Madueke did really well. Good finish. So anyway, eventually Bowen got his chance, which I was pleased about, because... For a lot of the other players' tricks and flicks, there is a directness to Bowen. He just seems to want to get to the position where he can either score or assist with the sort of minimum fuss. And I thought for a while that actually Bowen's added, a really good first touch to his game. It happened a couple of years ago. That game against Brighton sticks in my mind, where I think Benrahma crossed it and he just dropped it out here. Beautiful first touch, and it's sort of, carried on improving since then, but his pass and moves improving. There's no doubt about that at all. And I thought the way he was doing that almost immediately to try and get at the defence was brilliant. He was unlucky not to have an assist because he drifted over to the left-hand side, demanded the ball, got the ball, and then put in a really sort of vicious... I don't know whether it was a shot or a cross, whatever it was. Ollie Watkins tapped it in, and it was offside. But I thought he was good, and it's tough because there's a lot of good players for England, but I did think, I bet Thomas Tuchel's going to be impressed with what he's seen there. But not just from that point of view, from the West Ham point of view, I was pleased to see him play, pleased to see him do well, but pleased to see him finish the game without an injury. Because it's, I think as a West Ham fan, certainly you can get, I'm as guilty as this as anyone, you get distracted by the shiny new thing. One of whom is Mateus Fernandes. We'll talk about him in a minute. But just, Bowen's such a good player, such a brilliant player. And if West Ham are going to do anything this season, and even if it's just avoid a season of struggle, he's just going to play a massive part. He's just so good. And I looked at him, and just at how good he was, and I thought, actually, you deserve to be amongst them. You deserve to be amongst these other players, Declan Rice and Rogers and... just these other top level English players. He's up there. He is as good as them. And he's actually, if you look at his output in terms of Premier League goal scoring and assists, as I mentioned, there's just a directness about him. He's just very, very impressive. But Bowen, very good. Anyway, so yeah, pleased to see that. That was good. Now the other thing is, I want to talk about Mateus Fernandes. So Mateus Fernandes played for Portugal's under-21s against Scotland under-21s. And he got sent off. He got sent off for 2 consecutive bookings. But he was very good. I mean, really, really good. And talk about the shiny new thing. I guess he very much is that. He is the shiny new thing. We've got a hell of a player on our hands. And I don't say it having, watched him, whatever, watched 15-minute highlights of the bloody under-21 game, I say it, having seen him play last season, having seen him, his initial impact for West Ham in his debut against Nottingham Forest. He's good. I didn't mind him getting a card. I mean, he was doing a bit of everything in that game. He's got a decent pace about him. I mean, he's not going to be one of the fastest players in the league, but he's decent. He's quick enough. He's quick enough to ride a challenge in midfield. He's quick enough to burst forward. There's enough intent with him that he wants to carry the ball with him, and it's that desire again just to go past people. But he seems to have it all. He's got a good passing game as well. The double booking you sort of don't mind because he's willing to put his foot in, and he retrieved the ball a number of times in that game, and I just think he just looked a class above. I just think we've got a really, really good player on our hands there, and I'm absolutely delighted that we signed him. Really, really am, and I couldn't help but think we'd have been so much more competitive in the first few games of the season if we'd have got that deal done early. And it is frustrating because clearly we always wanted him. It wasn't some surprise that in the end we bid for Fernandez. We were after him from the moment the season ended. Anyway, I don't want to merge into what I said in yesterday's video, but it was, it's frustrating. But what a player. What an absolutely brilliant player he is. I cannot wait for the Tottenham game. I shouldn't do really, should I? I mean, let's be fair. I guess the form table would suggest Tottenham are going to beat us. But we'll discuss that in a preview. Me and Gio will do a preview and we'll discuss it. Well, I guess tomorrow we'll do a preview tomorrow. Talking about Guido Rodriguez now. So, as I understand it, both the Mexican and the Saudi transfer windows are still open. I mean, that's just, it's not helpful. Let's put it that way. I guess if you're looking to sell, it's helpful. If you have players you don't want to sell, it ain't, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I don't mind Rodriguez going, but I'm not silly enough to know that there might well come a point where, at some point, particularly knowing what West Ham are like, the transfer window closes, we can't buy a replacement, and then someone comes and takes a player off of us. So yeah, I wish they would just align all the transfer windows together, particularly for the leagues that have the clout to buy off one another, and Saudi are certainly that. Anyway, so Guido Rodriguez was offered the opportunity to move to Saudi for €8 million net, which is more take-home pay than he's getting at West Ham. It's always funny, isn't it, to refer to footballers as take-home pay, but it is. They'll be looking at it like that. Make no mistake about it. A footballer will be looking at it thinking, well, yeah, technically I'm on $100,000 a week, but I only get £60,000 a week. You'd like to be that skimp, wouldn't you? Let's be honest. But anyway, he's said no to a move to Saudi. His agent thinks that he can get him a move to Mexico, which just ain't going to happen. But what he really wanted was a move to La Liga. But just no one can match his wages because he was just put on ridiculously high wages at West Ham. So yeah, it looks something could happen, but something would have to change. And I think he's probably had enough encouragement from certainly from Graham Potter at the start of this season to suggest that he might get some game time. An ex-West Ham United employee, I don't know if he said it yesterday or he said it this morning in an update, he said that Potter wants to keep him. So, which is, I guess, is average news. I'm really looking for. I've got to say, I'm really looking forward to. Hopefully, we can see Magassa. I don't want to see much of Rodriguez. I don't want to see much of James Ward-Prowse. I'm certainly not going to be on my own there. There's going to be a lot of people watch this video who are going to hopefully agree with that. But I am excited. Just to go back onto Fernandez again. I was excited watching him. I'm just really excited to think what he could do alongside Magassa, who I've not seen play yet. I don't know. I don't carry the same level of confidence that he's going to absolutely excel and thrive in the way that Fernandez is. I hope so. You're sort of relying on reports and what other people who know more about this stuff and who have watched him play before now and maybe watched Ligue 1, which is the French league, of course. People that have watched that, you're sort of relying on them to give you the information. And hey, look, apparently he's the real deal, Magassa. So yeah, I don't want to be cautious. I want him to play. I want to play Magassa. I want him to play Fernandez in the midfield against Tottenham. And anyway, but it's really good news. And I was just thinking about it. I was thinking about the team, and I think there's a lot of our starting 11. I like if he uses the starting 11 that a lot of us think he should be doing. If he plays 4 at the back, I was watching Bowen doing his stuff and, you know, being generally excellent. And I just thought, yeah, this would be really good. Bowen on the right, Somerville on the left, Magassa, Paqueta, Fernandez in the middle. I think that's good. I mean, they're good players. They're really, really good players. And certainly you would hope, touch wood, fingers crossed, and all that other superstitious stuff, lucky pence on, you would hope that'll be enough to see us okay this season. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it, and that's what the Nottingham Forest game's done. I guess it's made us have a little bit of hope before the Tottenham game. Anyway, I don't want to discuss any more about the Tottenham game, but yeah, I just thought I'd share my thoughts here. There's not a lot of other stuff going around. I think Mikel Antonio might have been on the bench for the under-21s, for West Ham under-21s yesterday. But I'm not sure. I don't think he got a game. He's not going to be offered a contract at West Ham. I think people are still waiting to find out what's going on with Nicholas Füllkrug, how injured he is. I've heard a little whisper that it might not be that bad, and he actually could, if he doesn't make the bench for the Tottenham game, he could be, you know, available for the next one. But I don't know. You know, it's a little whisper, and it could be a load of old nonsense, really. But anyway, even irrespective of that, I'm not entirely sure that the circumstance will force West Ham to offer Mikel Antonio a new contract. And he's shown that, hasn't he? Potter's shown that. He's shown that sort of ruthless streak in the way that I think he really liked Soufal and he really liked Cresswell as people. And I think you could argue towards the end of last season he liked them as footballers, but he needed to make a footballing decision. He was ruthless. He let them go, and I think you'll see exactly that with Mikel Antonio, because I don't think there'll be a reprieve. Anyway, I'm going to go and sniff me. I was going to say sniff me berry candle. I've got to be careful at my age. You can burn your nostril hairs out with that. Anyway, I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow.